Hey Aaron, how you doing today?
Hey Jason, how you doing?
I cannot hear you.
Oh, is that maybe that's
There we
me?
go. No, it was mine. My
Oh,
volume was good. I had it muted. How you doing today?
oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
Looks like fantastic weather where you're at.
Isn't it gorgeous? Those filters are awesome. I was gonna do the space one where I was floating around in space, but thought that might be too
Oh
much.
yeah,
So
totally. Yeah, I'm at the office, so I've kind of got a white void thing going on today.
there you go. Nice.
Okay, let me. We're gonna start. We'll get rolling here in just a couple minutes. Let me shoot a text to our presenter today. Just make sure they're coming on. 1 second, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Wiz.
How is everyone?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
There we go. That's better. Morgan, are you that co-host there? Yes. Okay. I just making sure. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get started how we always do and see how everyone's lead gen time went today. Jason, can you get us started?
Yeah, I did my normal 10, mandatory 10 emails, 10 calls. I have a first appointment that I'm trying to set up. What are the possibilities of having someone come in on the weekend to the office?
Do you have your little this thing?
No, I do
Come by
not.
the office today or tomorrow. You
Okay.
can grab one.
Okay. Well, so I have an appointment, not this Saturday, but next Saturday for them to come in and sign a buyer's agreement
Nice.
or look for a house. So
Very cool. Very cool. Wiz, how about you?
I just add two to the contact list. That's all today, and trying to text to three of them, but no response. So that's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever because we were off last week and
Right?
yeah.
Yes. A lot of stuff happened, but yeah. But that's it for yesterday.
All right, awesome. And Kayla, are you able to unmute today?
Sorry, yes.
Awesome, cool.
So I was able to get 3 contacts, and this weekend I showed some homes to one of my clients, and
Here in town?
yeah, and they gave me an objection that they're thinking about waiting just because their life is pretty hectic at the moment. So I ended up letting them know that what we're going to do is set up a meeting with the finance company that Lindsay Douglas, which is who we're working with to get them pre-qualified. And we have a meeting tonight so that she can kind of give them some tools on why they should not wait and they should buy now. And so essentially, I've been working with them for about a month now, and they haven't put in their documents to get pre-qualified, and I couldn't figure out what the barrier was. And it seems like they're just really busy at the moment, and they're thinking they want to wait to the fall. So I handled that objection, and I'm trying to give them a little push and help them make a better educated decision based on what Lindsay says, and kind of gives them a little more information as to why they should buy now. So I'm hoping that this evening that will go over well, and we'll kind of persuade them to go ahead and move forward with purchasing a home.
Well, I mean, I love it. We probably all kind of caught today that they're looking at another maybe 0.25% increase on interest rates. I mean, that's just money out of your buyer's pocket that they just give to the bank just from an interest rate increase. So I think you've got the right idea talking with the lender tonight, and perfect. Very cool. Hey, Allison, I know you're just joining us. How are things going with you?
Everything is good. Today I went to Cascade Title. We did like a one-on-one walk-in close to see how everything works, and it was pretty cool. Like I got some doubts, so they helped me out, and I'm working around, talking to people, making some phone calls every day.
Awesome,
Get
good.
to know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love Cascade Title. They're great over there. Awesome.
I worked with Karen for my house. When I bought my house, I worked with Karen. So then she was the one who did it for me today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys. So today we have from our agent services division, Morgan Heitzma to take us to Ignition Blast Off. You guys are going to get a lot out of this one. It's a great course. And so I'll just hand things over to Morgan if you're ready.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. I have to say, you guys, this is probably one of the most exciting classes that I get to teach. I look forward to this every time I get invited. I'd like to start off by just letting you know who I am and what we're kind of going to be talking about here today. So my name is Morgan Heitzma. I am your Director of Technology and Innovation for the Experience Brokerage Network. So I'm your tech guy. A little bit about me. Before joining Keller Williams, I did own a virtual assistant business for struggling small businesses in the local Eugene Springfield area. So I'd be able to help connect business owners like mom and pop shops and like food carts, things like that, who wouldn't necessarily have the means to build a great established business and kind of give my services off to them. Now you see me today, heading the agent services division with technology services. We have marketing, lots of great resources to help you guys grow your businesses yourself. So as we're jumping in here today, our main focus is really all about how to keep accountable to our goals, knowing our numbers, knowing what do we do after we get done with Ignite and productivity coaching, right? So I'm here to kind of help you get those tools and resources that you may need here today. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in through a couple of different things, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see that okay? Can you see my PowerPoint? Perfect. So we're going to jump in. Some of this stuff is going to be on the slides. Some of this stuff may not be on the slides too, but treat it as kind of like a little added value. Now, before we actually get started here, I kind of have a question. No biases, so I'd like to ask this at the beginning here. Tell me, you guys, who are some of your favorite instructors through this Ignite productivity coaching? I don't all speak at once.
I thought they're all great.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Learn, something unique from each one of them. So I think they're all
Right.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I one of my personal favorites, Galen Haas, who I believe he was just our last Ignite class.
He was
phenomenal. Great. Yeah, phenomenal speaker. Did you guys have Hannah Reno or Matt Kendall?
Oh yeah, I like her. Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
That was
great.
good.
Really great, phenomenal agents. And one cool thing is, even though we're all kind of in the same industry doing the same stuff, it's amazing to be able to have that camaraderie, to be able to kind of tap into other agents and what's kind of worked with them. So one thing that I would like to encourage that you'll probably see through this class here today is keep up those engagements, right? Even with your fellow agents, because it's a simple conversation which could really unlock some powerful ideas that would help you be able to expand your business. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You guys have tons of amazing agents in your market center that you can mastermind with. So that'll be one thing that I'd love for you guys to kind of take away from this. Second, before we jump in here, one of my big things that I like to talk about, and this is one thing inside of Ignite, Ignition Blastoff, is goals, right? I'd kind of like to go through, since we have kind of a small class here today, I think I'd like to go through and talk to each one of you guys about, your big why. What is your driving force? What's your reason behind, joining real estate, right? I mean, essentially we could all be landscapers or bakers, or what is your big why or your big reason to jump out into the real estate industry and create your own business. Jason, I'll start off with you because you're the first top left of my screen here.
Mainly flexibility and the potential that, the harder you work, the harder you can produce. If you're not into working that hard, then you don't earn that much money. So, the potential's there to make the money, and the flexibility's there, do your own schedule and type of thing. And I'm mainly in it because I like to help people. I've bought several homes myself, and I've had, a bad real estate agent a couple times, and most of the times they were great. And I would like to be one of the great ones that help people out and help them find a nice little home. That's why I'm in it. Yeah.
That's a fantastic answer. Wiz, what about you?
Yeah, mainly is the scheduling flexibility with a family that we have at home. But then I heard like it turns into like this thing where you work so much. That's what everyone keeps saying, like, but I want to keep it where I can handle. I don't want to be like a big business. That's not my goal. I just want to keep it where I can handle it, where I still have a family time too. Because my kids are grown, but I want to be able to relax too, not like so much into it. I guess that's why at the beginning I wanted like a part-time thing, but I'm still doing it full-time anyway. And the money, I guess I sense like all those real estate agents, they all have like extra houses. Like those. So yeah, that's the goal, to have as many extras, besides our main ones. So yeah, I guess that's it. And my husband is a lender, so he pushed me into this. He's like, so we will actually wants to be in a firm together eventually later on, once I'm already like know everything. But yeah, that's the goal.
I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And you see, as we're starting to go through these goals, Jason, we kind of have similar goals and reasonings why we're kind of here. It's family, some free time, flexibility. And one thing that I do want to mention to you is it's pretty cool because you'll get to a tipping point where every so often you may hear the question, do you want more time or do you want more money? And truly that all depends on, if you want more time, it may cost you money in leveraging out like an assistant, right? If you want more money, it may cost you more time, putting in that work yourself, right? But you may get to a point where you're starting to see that increase go, right? As you say, we start to get busy, but you'll start to have a leeway. You might feel like you're between two boulders at the beginning, but you will come to a point where if your business does really get so out of hand where you can't handle it, it's we call that a growth, right? Where we can start to leverage off and add additional team members and teammates to help lighten that load for you as you start to kind of increase in your business. So keep that in mind. Even though it's a little stressful to hear how busy we're going to be, just know that in the future we're also going to have help for that busyness as well. Allison.
Okay. Basically, it's the same, flexibility. Because I used to bartender in New York, I used to make like very good money, work in the city, but everything I wanted to do, I couldn't because I was working. I was just like closing the bar like at 4 a.m. every single day, and all the concerts, everything I wanted to do. I did have the money to do, but I didn't have the time. So like here, like I can push myself a little more, work more, but I can make it my time. Like next week, you're gonna have like a anniversary vacation for my wife, so I can just plan myself, do everything I have to do this week. So next week I can take like a few days off. That's what attracts me in the real estate business.
That's awesome. I absolutely love it. Excited to see what you'll do with that added free time. Excited to see what kind of concerts you're going to be able to kind of go to and adventures and things like that too. Super awesome. Starting to hear a pattern here with all of us. Kayla, what about you?
So I wanted to get into this industry because I've always been passionate about houses and architecture and different styles and models. So that kind of brought me into the industry, as well as I purchased my home in March of 2020, and the real estate agent that I was working with was absolutely amazing. And she made the whole transaction feel like I wasn't stressed or worried at all. It was actually quite fun. So besides that, I decided to go to school for this, and I wanted to invest in more opportunities with purchasing other properties to rent out, and also get into the Airbnb industry, definitely just to increase my income. I'm doing it part-time. I work 3 days a week here and 3 days a week doing something else. So it's been a struggle trying to balance both. Um, but the flexibility as well. I have an 8-year-old daughter and a family too. So I like being able to create my own schedule, and I have that in both of my fields. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started, and I've loved showing some homes this past weekend. That was my first time actually showing a lot of homes to some individuals, and that was really fun. I loved looking at the view and the different homes and the craftsman style homes. It's great. I'm very passionate about this, and so I can't wait to see the checks that come in as well. Take some vacations and start investing that money. I love numbers, so that's another big part of it too. The whole thing is just right in my alley.
That's super awesome. And you know what, Kayla, to pair like a hobby like architecture and things like that, when you go to these locations and these homes and stuff, it's almost like a little extra added a little added bonus for you and that's truly what I love, to be in an industry where it kind of gives you that flexibility to go to the concerts that you want to, right, and view the architecture that you actually love to be with your significant other and be a second half of that, right, with the lending and real estate agent on top of that. It's truly phenomenal. One thing that I do want to say that you guys might hear quite a bit is what you do today will reflect 3 months from now. So just know, as you guys are working and as you guys are grinding, if there's comes a day where things are kind of stressful for you and you're not quite seeing the fruits of your labor, just know that what you're putting in today, again, 3 months from now you'll see that labor. So again, if you take a month off, right, 3 months down the line, you may have kind of a slower month down the line. So something to keep into consideration. I love all of you guys' goals here. I think that it's truly important to keep a goal that you find very valuable, rather than like, I'd like to make lots of money, or I like cars, so I'd like to just build up my car collection, and to be able to kind of pair your day-to-day life and your activities with your goals is going to give you such a huge boost of motivation, especially when days are really, really exciting. It may help you keep grounded to your goals, right? And other days when things are kind of stressful, it also help you realize why you're doing this, right? Real estate industry, it's kind of like a roller coaster, right? It goes up and goes down. You have some really amazing times, and you may have some times where you're struggling a little bit. But again, as long as you keep to the values that's being presented to you here in productivity coaching, you should really have those key foundations to build your business. So the reason why I wanted to start off with goals is, again, just to make sure we're all in the right headspace. Keep your goal and your big why, close to you, at all times. I'll give you my goal and my big why here. It's a kind of a personal story. It's the only time I really kind of tell this story here. I'm not really a personal guy, but you know, this story may sound a little sad, but truly that's not the context that I want you guys to kind of take this as. Okay, so my mother, she passed away at 48 years old, just a few years ago, and her big why and her big goal was to backpack through Europe. And she had 4 children. She was a single mother. And as we started to grow and get older and kind of grow out of the house, right, she was able to kind of save up a little bit and kind of work towards that goal. And lo and behold, my little sister, she had a child, and now my mom was a grandmother. And what she did, instead of taking that time and going through her goals, she decided to take that time and dedicate her time to the grandchildren, right? Her kids and her grandchildren. Again, told you at the beginning, she passed away at 48. She was not able to accomplish the goal that she truly wanted. It's simple goal that a lot of us have, right? Just a backpack through Europe. Mind you, this was before COVID. And when she passed away, it really got me to start to think about my life and my goals and what I am truly doing to kind of accomplish them, right? As I started to think about it, there's one thing that kind of always was in the back of my mind. And I'm a jazz fan, so I like jazz music. And I was listening to some jazz station, and every once in a while a commercial would come up that would say, do you love all these artists that you're listening to? Well, join them in this cruise to the Caribbean. They're all going to be on this cruise right here, so you can listen to them live, and you guys can hang out and stuff. And from that point on, I knew that my goal was to go on a cruise, a Caribbean cruise, that jazz cruise. And, fast forward, when my mom passed away, my girlfriend would come home from work and she would see me on my phone, kind of looking at the cruise tickets and stuff. And this kind of happened like every day for about a week, but truly not really thinking that it would happen, right? Until she came home one day and she said, well, are you gonna pull the trigger on that or not? Are you gonna buy the tickets, or are we just gonna look at it the whole time? And her not knowing how important that actually was for me, like it was a life-changing experience. I at first wanted to backpack through Europe for my mom, right? But then I try to think, what's 100-fold? What would be even better than that? And to me, it would be for my mom to watch her child accomplish their goals, right? And so now every time I went to that cruise, right, it wasn't the jazz cruise, but I've been on like 4 cruises since then. And, everything that I do in my life is truly to be better than I was yesterday. My main goal is truly to make my mom proud. And I know that she is proud, right? But not to my standard. Every day I have to be a little bit better, a little bit kinder, a little bit more outgoing, and help people more than I did yesterday, to truly experience that accomplishment in that goal. Now, what's cool for me is my goal is ever perpetuating, right? So like there's never going to be a time or a day where we say, okay, that's enough, because it just doesn't happen, right? I have to make her proud. So again, to kind of go back and hold on to your goals, is such a truly important thing, no matter where you're at, in real estate, not in real estate. This is really such a lifelong goal. And as we started to accomplish our goals, we started to realize how much more we could accomplish after that. It was truly phenomenal. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about my past. Again, not supposed to be a sad story, but really truly supposed to be that kind of a wake up call into really your big why. So when anybody asks you, what's your why, right? For me, it's to make my mom proud. And that could be whatever it means, right? But as long as it means that I'm a good person, I'm helping others, and I'm pushing forward every day. So, there's that right there. Goals so important. Let's go ahead and continue on. I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing this single slide right here. We went through our daily goals with Aaron. Here are contacts and open houses and stuff. But there's going to be another section that we have here, and it's going to be calls. Have you guys done any calls on your Igniter productivity coaching? Have you done calls on Zoom yet?
We have, I think, a couple of times.
You have a couple times. So what I'm going to do here is now, if you guys if you're in the market center with me, if you guys were to be with me live, I would make you guys stand up, yell, so all the agents in the other in their offices could hear you, and then I'd have you guys make calls. But since we're in Zoom right now, we have to kind of go with the times and be a little bit, we have to mold with them, right? And with our calls right here, I'm actually going to be a little bit different than maybe some of the other calls that you guys may have. So truly, calls are important. And the reason why calls are important and contact engagement is important, the way that we are in real estate here, I'm going to stop this for a second. The way that we are in real estate is truly not, we're not here to help buy or sell homes. Truly, we're in the service industry. And the sooner we can associate being in the service industry, Allison, you may start to pick up where I'm going with this. Being in the service industry, you can really pinpoint a lot of things across the board. So again, yes, we're here to kind of help them make one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. Yes, don't get me wrong. But we are here in the service industry. And what I mean by that is if you think of the timeline of a real estate agent, right? So first a lead comes in, whether it be from social media or whatever, a lead comes in, you start to contact and reach out to that lead, build a relationship. That lead's ready to buy or sell their home, and then you go through that transaction process. But what happens after that is called a nurture stage. So you still want to be able to keep in contact with them throughout the year. So when they're ready to buy or sell a home again, you're the first person that they think of. So a lot of things that you'll see, if you think of like offense versus defense, a lot of offense is going to be you showing the house, open houses, writing contracts, things like that, the active sort of things. But every day you will have more of your defense or passive activities, which is reaching out to your database, building that relationship, seeing how they're doing. And I truly like to pair this again with the service industry. So if we think of a waiter, for example, if you go to Applebee's or your favorite, sit down restaurant, what happens first? First, a host greets you, right? How many? One or two? And then, which is truly like your lead. Are you trying to buy or sell? And then you get brought to your table, right? When you get brought to your table, your waiter introduces themselves. They ask you if you want anything to drink, and then they'll come back and take your appetizer, right? That's truly us building the relationship with our clients. How are you doing? What specifically are you looking for? Things like that. Chances are the waiter will come back, which is us, the agent, right? The waiter will come back and they'll say, are you ready? Sometimes you may say, hey, I may need another minute, which is perfectly fine. Then you'll just kind of go away and then you'll come back again and just double check on them. And then they should be ready to kind of order. And then one thing that I'm not sure if most of you know, but if you guys ever go to a sit-down restaurant, you guys may experience this, and this is called the 2-bite rule. And what the 2-bite rule is when you get your food from a waiter or waitress, they're essentially supposed to wait for you to take 2 bites. And what those 2 bites are one for you to taste the food, and the second bite to make sure that everything is okay. And then typically your waiter or waitress will come back and say, hey, how's everything going? So if you guys ever wondered why your waitress or waiter ever comes back and asks you right when you're digging into your food, how's everything going? It's the 2-bite rule. Again, treat this with I know I'm talking about restaurants right now, but treat this with the real estate industry. Okay, so we're needing to apply those same sort of service industry standards across the board. So when your client sells their home or buys their home, you still need to kind of go back and we call them touches, and go back and touch your client multiple times throughout the year. So to make sure that everything is okay for them. And again, that's why we have such a big emphasis on service. Now we have this this calls right up here. Oh, I didn't share my screen. We have this calls, and on this call screen, they say spend about 20 minutes for calls, but I'm going to do things a little bit differently here today. One of which is because we're on Zoom, but the second of which is because we're still in that kind of COVID era. I mean, yeah, we're kind of getting out of it now, but truly, if you think about the way things were before versus the way things are now, phone calls may be a little touch and go, right? You may have parents that are still teaching their kids from home that may not be able to pick up a phone right then and there. You may have certain situations where a text message may give you a little bit better result just because, with this COVID era, individuals may be doing double or triple duty as opposed to before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us about 5 minutes on our calls. But what I want you to do is I want you to actually text. I want you to text at least 3 individuals. And I'm going to throw a challenge in right here. I don't want you to talk about real estate. So I want you to talk about anything other than real estate, because remember, we're trying to build relationships. And if you just reach out and see how somebody's day is going, is there a holiday that's coming? What's somebody doing for St. Patty's Day, right? If you just build and engage in the relationship when they're ready to buy or sell, or when something happens in their life, you'll automatically know, because they'll just freely tell you, right? Oh, my kid's going off to college, so we're thinking about downsizing. Oh, unfortunately, one of our, my great grandfather passed away, and we're gonna need to sell his home. So you're gonna be able to acquire the real estate information as you're building the relationship. But the main point is to build that relationship and get people excited that you are calling and that you are reaching out, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock here. And again, I just want you to reach out to text 3 people, more if you want to, and just talk about anything other than real estate. See how they're going, things like that, okay? So I'm going to get off screen here and I'm going to start this timer. All right, all right. How's everyone doing? You still need some more time?
I'm good.
All right. Let me know how did it go? How was your quick 5-minute text session?
Good. I just said hi. How you doing? Just want to check in with you. Make sure your day is going well. Hope you're having a good day. I'll keep in touch.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I didn't get any reply though.
No worries. What's pretty cool is since we have a little bit more time here today, we may start to get some text messages coming in. So if we do, just go ahead and unmute yourself and just say, "Hey, I got a text. I got a reply back." And you'll start to see how kind of easy it is just to kind of strike up and build that conversation. I know that since we are in like the real estate industry and we're trying to build our clientele, it may seem like we're putting a lot of pressure on these relationships and if they're ready to buy or sell or things like that. But truly, it'll happen, right? When you build the relationships, you'll start to see those different avenues, and they'll just freely tell you. You won't even really have to deep dive too much. Cute puppy, Kayla. Jealous.
Me too. I want to reach out and pet it.
I know.
Hello, pupper dog.
So yeah, and I also want you to know how easy it is just to, if you have 5 minutes in your day, how useful it could be just to stop and just send a text to a few people. So again, and you can do this, we call these like 36 touches, right? You should touch each one of your clients in your database 36 times throughout the year. And this can be via email, via text message, via phone call, via a flyer, client appreciation event, things like that. So truly, if you divide it, I think it's only about 4 touches per client every month, right? And if you have a monthly email, that's 1 touch right there. And if you have a text message, that's 2 touches. So then you just have to come up with 2 other ways of engagement, whether it be liking their social media post or something of that nature. While we're on the topic, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but while we're on the topic here, on social media, a lot of agents ask me, how do I stand out in a sea full of social media, right? In a sea full of agents, and that can be a little daunting. Like not only am I competing with just my market center or my state, I'm competing with everybody now. And truly, we just have to think a little bit more granular, right? Each one of us individually has our own likes, our own dislikes, our own hobbies. We have our own group of friends too, right? So truly, that's the kind of mindset that we have to think about when we jump into social media. Worry about your niches, right? And I believe a year ago I had a class on focus on your niche, because truly that's where you may engage in more activity on social media as opposed to just blanketed, I'm a real estate agent, come find me. And what I mean by that is I personally may not, oh, can you guys still see me?
I think you froze.
All right, give me just a second here. My computer is, can you see
Oh,
me
there you
now?
go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I may not personally be able to authentically engage into a group that is enthusiastic about skateboarding, right? Just because I don't know too much about skateboards. Same thing with vehicles. I know nothing about vehicles, so I can't really engage in a group of people who likes vehicles. But if you like cruises, oh, I'm your man, right? If you like technology, I'm your guy. And so those are kind of more groups that I may be able to kind of tap into that may give me more exposure as opposed to joining a skateboarding group, right? So when we do think about social media, because again, that's a huge part these days, don't focus so much as you being a real estate agent, as focus on the things that you like. I can't tell you how many times I've skipped over a post for a listing and I clicked on an agent's favorite cooking tutorial and watch that, or I clicked on an agent who's they're in their garden showing their favorite flowers that they grew. Like, those are the things that will tap into social media a lot more. Think of it as the reality TV syndrome, right? We're always addicted to watching other people on reality TV. It's the same sort of concept in social media. Talk about your life, talk about your favorite barbecue recipe, talk about your hobbies, your leather work, your anything that you find fascinating. I promise you others will find fascinating as well. So let's jump on over through this slide here and talk about our sales funnel here. So this funnel you can truly add to any business at all. Okay, so the way that we see this is we start from the top and we work our way down. You start off with leads, and leads are basically individuals who are interested in the service that you're providing. So whether this be if you post an ad on Facebook, let's stick with social media, you post an ad on Facebook, and if somebody clicks on your ad, their information is going to be taken to your database and it's going to be marked as a lead, as somebody who's interested. Now, in between these little lines right here, we have activities as well. So before we actually get to making appointments, whether this is a buyer or a seller, we actually have to start building those relationships and getting that client ready to do business with us. So much like I said, that 36 touch, those phone calls, those emails, things like that. And then when that client is ready to do business with you, then we're going to go into our appointments. Again, a little bit different on either side, buying or selling. If you're selling, then you're going to be staging a house, right? You're going to be staging their home to sell. If you're working with a buyer, you're going to be showing a house, right? So a little bit different, but still very similar. Once your clients are signed a contract, right? They're ready to sell their house, or the buyer has found a house and agreements have been met. We'll go into agreements where any kind of stipulations, right? Any kind of stipulations for agreements would probably be like, I just purchased a house and my electrical panel was super old. So we wrote in an agreement to update the electrical panel before we signed our contract. So within our agreements, you have the leeway to to kind of add or talk about any kind of things about the deal. And then last but not least, you sign the contract, so everybody's happy with the both sides of the deal, and then you get paid out. But before you get paid out, we do also have to fill out our reports, right? Our commissions report. So again, that would allow us to get paid out from our market center. Now, do we have any questions on the sales funnel at all? So this is like the fundamentals on any business. Good? All right, perfect. So next I have a video here, and this video is pretty cool. Right at the beginning here when I was talking about how cool it is to have all these really successful agents and instructors speak with us during these Ignite and Productivity coaching. I have a video of a mega agent, and she basically goes through what her day kind of looks like, and from the morning that she gets up till at the end of the week. And so when you kind of hear the different activities and where she places them, start to think about your daily business and your daily life and how you can kind of change and reflect. We'll talk about this afterwards, but again, really cool to kind of have that individual insight right here. So give me just a second here.
Hi, I'm Linda McKissick, and I'm going to talk to you about an ideal day in the life of a mega agent. First thing in the morning, I have to start with getting up and getting my head right. What I've discovered is if I get my head there, my body will show up. So that typically means getting up in the morning, always exercising, getting the blood flowing, and second, reading something either spiritual or motivational or listening to an audio tape. Jim Rohn happens to be my favorite, so he's always in one of my CD players somewhere so that I can plug him in easily. Just listening to people that are inspirational, because I think all of us need hope every day to go do what we have to do. As we get to the office, the most important thing is, because every business is a lead generation business, is what does that lead generation look like? For me, because I'm at the 7th level, one of the most important things is what key people do I need to talk with that day? And that always pops up first. Do they have what they need to succeed? And then the next thing is, who are the people we need to be doing business with? How have I communicated with them lately? What do I need to do now? Is it a phone call today? Is it a drip campaign? Is it an invitation to something? Looking for how do I communicate with those people that we want to do business with, and how do I keep furthering that relationship and moving it along? I've discovered my business energy is highest earliest in the morning, earliest in the day, and earliest in the week. So I front load my week, Monday being the most difficult day with all the contacts and all the lead generation that I need to do early in the morning. And that frees me up to have the afternoon to kind of just work on plans or projects. Typically what I find is through the week, Monday and Tuesday are heavier, and Wednesday, and by Thursday and Friday it's pretty more entrepreneurial of just off the cuff. And in the evening on Mondays or through the week is, it's always about family, because the reason we do what we do is so that we can build a great life and build great memories with our family. So our kids are very important to us. We're very involved, and it's what are we going to do as a family? What do we need to do as a family? When's dinner? Where are we going to go? Or what are we going to eat? And that kind of rejuvenates me. One of my philosophies is the purpose of business is to fund life. And to me, life is all about family. And as a mega agent, your day might look different, but the key things we have to always remember is certain parts of our day have to look the same. So you might want to think about, where's my head? How can I get my head in the right place? And then we always want to remember that every business has to be lead generating. So what does your lead generation look like? Is it earliest in the morning? Is it earliest in the day? And then we always have to know that somewhere in the day we have to spend that quality time with family, because we don't want to win at business to lose at family. Thanks for watching KW Connect, and make it a great day.
All right. Any key takeaways? What'd you guys hear in there?
I like that she wanted to start her Mondays off heavy with lead generating. It kind of makes the rest of the week a little bit easier, which I like, because I start on Mondays. So I related to that. And then I also liked being there for your family. I have a difficult time stopping with what I'm doing. So my family has to tell me, like, hey, you've been working all day. You need to come over here and hang out with us. So I need to be mindful of setting that time aside. And I really liked that you need to get up in the morning and listen to the inspirational people, because that does help motivate me personally. So I'm going to start implementing that into my day.
That's awesome. Super awesome. Before I dive into those things that you mentioned, anyone else? All right. Kayla, I think honestly, you hit the nail on the head. If you guys have not heard of this book, The One Thing, you should really pick it up. I believe we have copies in your market center. I believe there's an Audible of it as well. But truly, The One Thing, his name is Jeff Woods. The One Thing is basically, what is the one thing that you can do today that will drive your business forward? Because typically 80% of our day is filled with things that does not move our business forward. And truly, Kayla, as we move forward in the day, you'll start to see more and more activities be tacked onto your day. So earliest in the morning, if you can truly get your lead generation or get the most important stuff to drive your business forward in the morning, you'll take care of those before those other small fires start to happen throughout the day. And I have to say, as human beings, we do gear towards taking care of the smallest fire first because one, it's the easiest, smallest fire, and two, it's one thing that we can check off our list as we move forward. But truly, as the day goes on, we'll find ourselves more and more in our small fire business than taking care of moving our business forward. So absolutely love that. And then listen to inspirational people. Love that as well. Great minds stimulate great minds, right? So if you can find some amazing individuals who speak to you on your level, right? There's an individual that I like. His name is Kerwin Ray. He's an Australian guy, and he's kind of like a family man, Gary Vee almost, but if you can find these individuals that really speak to you on a personal level and hear what they're saying, more often than not, as you expand in your listening of instructors and speakers, all of them are truly kind of saying very similar things. So as you're going through and listening to these guys, just start to pick up, that's what the last person said in the other video I listened to. And then you listen to another one, like, oh wait, that's what that person and the other person just said. So you start to kind of pick up what all of these amazing speakers and successful individuals are saying, and then you can start to put together your list and what kind of helps you in your business. Not everyone's the same, right? All four of us right here, we're completely different. Our businesses are going to be looking completely different, and that's okay. That's encouraged, right? But what may work for somebody may not work for somebody else, and just because somebody is successful in saying do it this way, truly do what works for you and your business. Okay. And last but not least, Kayla, family, right? Why are we doing this? We're all doing this for family. Children or no, I don't have any children, but I have a fiance and I have a puppy too, Kayla. She's right down here, Lane. Sorry if you guys hear her in the background, but that's my family, and I'm doing this for them so I can make sure they have a good life and are happy and have what they need. And we truly cannot work so much that we forget about that. I had an agent, a successful agent, go through this class, and I was asking about our goals, right? Much like I did today. And his goal was really just to spend more time with his family. And I asked him how much time within this last week have you spent with your family? He said, I was able to give my child a bath once. And I said, that's not okay. That's not why we're doing this. That's not why we're in this industry. That's not why we're in this business. We're in this business to provide a better life for everyone, for our clients, for ourselves, and for our family. So truly no, and it's hard. I'm a workaholic, so there's been times, Kayla, just like I've been yelled at before. Get off that darn computer and come hang out. We're watching TV tonight, and it's great to have those wake up calls, but it's also important to know that too, that if you feel overworked and you feel like you need to take a day off, don't think that is a reward, right? Don't feel like you're cheated, like, oh, okay, I don't want to reward myself by taking a day off, because truly, if you take a day off and re-energize, coming back and working on your business is going to be a lot more successful than being drained and missing out on everything else. Okay, very, very important. Oh, I'm still sharing screen over here. Okay, so let's jump back over. Okay, turn to page 11. Let me see if I can get my notes back up here. All right, pearls of wisdom. This is really cool, and again, given the COVID times it's a little bit more challenging to see if we've actually done this. But if you guys have your papers in front of you, it's Pearls of Wisdom. In your mission, you are tasked with seeking out 5 different people and asking them 2 questions. So these are 5 agents in your market center, specifically successful agents, right? Top agents in your market center, and writing them again, asking them these 2 questions. And within these 2 questions, it is what is your advice on getting into effective production as quickly as possible? What is your advice on getting into effective production as quickly as possible? And what is your secret to longevity and prosperity in the real estate business? What is your secret to longevity and prosperity in the real estate business? Now, much like I said before, we're in an amazing brokerage where agents, as long as they have the time, will stop and give you all of their secrets. So they will tell you everything that works for them to be successful, and you would be doing yourself a disservice if you are not walking the halls and asking these agents what they're doing to be successful. We have something in Keller Williams called an ALC, or Agent Leadership Council, and these are the top 20% producers that have been voted in to act as a board of directors for your market center, so a voice for your market center. And these top 20% producers right here would love to answer these questions for you. So, so again, they're here, they're waiting for you to ask these questions to them, and again, not many businesses allow you to do that, pick the brains of people who are doing very well. So really take, if you have not yet, take advantage of that. Okay, has anyone got to do that yet? You have?
I have a couple.
Kayla, can you give me some of your answers?
Yeah. I spoke with one agent in Portland who has been in the industry for 5 years, and she's very productive. And we had about a 45-minute conversation on what she's doing and what advice she has for me to generate leads. Which was, one of them was to also contact somebody within Keller Williams here and ask them what they're doing. And then she just told me to contact the expired listings and post a lot of ads. I took a whole bunch of notes, but essentially it went really well. She gave me a lot of great advice to follow up on.
Tell me, how was it when you called her? Were you a little nervous? Were you not quite sure what to expect, or were you just all in it?
I was a little bit nervous, and I wasn't quite sure what questions to ask. And so actually this would have been helpful if I would have looked at this, but I did not. But she ended up just reeling off and just talking most of the time, telling me how she began and how she started solo, but then decided to work with a team because they helped her generate a lot more business that way. And so that's kind of in my mind. I'm not sure if I'm ready to join a team, but it's definitely there.
That's absolutely awesome. And hey, even if you didn't ask these questions, not only do you now know how easy it is to reach out and how everyone's, oh yeah, all right, okay, I have 10 minutes to chat with you about what I've been doing. But you also have like these other additional backup questions as well. So if you do want to reach back out to her or reach out to some other agents in your area, please, by all means. It is very, like I said, it's amazing to have that camaraderie with hundreds of other agents that are in your area in your market center. So really keep it up. You don't have to stop your questions just because we're ending Igniter Productivity Coaching. So
yeah.
Just remember that. All right. Anyone else? All right. Okay, we'll move on here. So accountability. So 411 right here. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorite tools to help you in your business. So a 401 productivity tool looks similar to 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. So basically we'll dissect what we want to accomplish our goal in the year. And then what do we have to do every month to accomplish our 1 year goal? And what do we have to do every week to accomplish our 1 month goal in order to accomplish our 1 year goal? Does that make sense? So as you see right here, it says annual goals, monthly goals, weekly goals. On this next page, turn to page 17 on your worksheet. Oh, they don't have one, but I do have one for you here on my side. So what your 401 looks like, I'm going to put in the chat box down below for you. Feel free to download this. Use it as much as you want. This 401 productivity tool is really cool. You're highly encouraged to maybe go through this maybe twice a year and just make sure if you're on track with your goals or not. So much like I said, 1 year, what is your main goal for the year? What do you want at the end of this year? And then monthly goals. If you accomplish this monthly goal or goals, you would accomplish this yearly goal. Okay. And then we'll dissect it even further and say weekly goals. If I do this on week 1, week 2, week 3 to equal the month, then every month when I do this, then that year I'm going to accomplish. So please, please, please take advantage of this right here. Again, one of my personal favorites is our 411. I do also have another sheet for you, which I'm not sure if they're going to put it on here or not, but it's called the CGI calculator. Nope, it's called the 4 conversations. And this 4 conversations right here, this is a really awesome sheet for you to use in hand with your 411. So if you use your 411 as well as your 4 conversations right here, you're truly mapping out like every week where you're at in your business. So the way this 4 conversations sheet works right here is it's 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles, and then they're divided into halves right here, okay? And if we set up our goals inside of KW Command, and if you guys want, I should be able to kind of help you. Give me about 15 seconds here, and I'll give you a link to help you set up your goals in Command. There we go. Once you set up your goals inside of Command, and of course, reach out to me if you ever need help setting up your 2022 goals, we'll put our goals down at the bottom here. So we'll say this month's goals. So this month's goals, we need this many appointments, we need this many listings, we need this many closings, and this much in profit. And again, you'll know these numbers once you actually go through that Kelly guide, that link that I sent you to fill out your goals here, okay? Once you fill out your goals, up at the top here, you have your actuals. And here, as we go through and say, I need 21 appointments in order to make my goal, I can start to increase my number of appointments as I'm gaining them right here. So I'll have 1, 2, say it's towards the end of the month and I have 22 appointments out of my 25. Then I'll probably know that my listings may be a little bit lower, and then the rest are going to be a little bit lower across the board. What we have right here is what we call a wall of value. So we have appointments and listings right here, but we also have closings and profit. And our wall of value is everything that we are doing to ensure that our listing or our buyer is closing. So so this will be our listing presentations. This will be our open houses. This will be our our contracts, our meetings, everything that you will do as your business as the wall of value. Now, what's cool about this 4 conversations right here, and I really wish I could write in these boxes to kind of show you a little bit more, but as we're going through here and say I have 25 appointments, I only have 23 up here on my actual, we can start to see where we're slipping in our business here. So of course, the appointments will be where we're slipping right at the beginning. But say we met our match, 25 and 25 right here. But then our listings taken, we're supposed to take 15 listings and we only took 12. Well, right here in the center, much like that sales funnel that I showed you, Right here in the center is, again, these invisible things are everything that we're doing to ensure that things are going smoothly. So if you know that you've taken a dip or a hit right here when you shouldn't have, look at your transition from appointments to listings right here. So what went wrong? What can you improve on in your meetings here? And then listings taken to closings right here. Again, if you see a sharp drop off right here, you can start to see, what am I doing inside of my, what we call our wall of value, or your business prop, that is probably that probably could be worked on a little bit more. Now, how are you guys following along on this? You guys doing good? Okay, perfect. I was a little nervous at first because I couldn't write on here, and I was a little nervous what these squares were gonna be for you. So I'm gonna put that. I'm not sure if I put that in the link below, but I'm gonna put that again if I have. Just so you guys have the 411 and you have the 4 conversations right here. So these are 2 really cool, important tools that, again, can help you keep track of your business and where you're at, and if you're reaching your monthly goals, or that 401 if you're on track to reaching your yearly goal. So use these hand in hand. So let's jump back over here. We'll have revisit our goals. All right. Anyone can succeed, but not everyone will. Why? The ones who do succeed have focus, the ability to concentrate their thoughts and actions on the most important tasks. So I'm going to go over these steps right here. I'm going to give you examples on how you can incorporate these steps into your daily habits. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have 5 different ways. And our 5 different ways is how do you create a personal plan to make a process your focus. So follow a big plan built from a big model. So these models that I'm showing you are the models from the MREA, or a Millionaire Real Estate Agent. That book, again, if you don't have that book, go to your market center and pick up the One Thing and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Those are going to be your best friends. Aim high and don't allow your goals to be ceilinged to your achievements. Okay. So a great example is a lot of us work towards a main goal, and once we accomplish that goal, we're like, yes, okay, that goal's done. Like, what do I do now? But truly what you should do is you should use it as a stepping stone, right? So once you've reached your goal, know what your next goal after that's going to be, so you can start to build upon that. So don't let your achievement be your ceiling. And don't aim too low. So you hear the expression "aim high." Aim high, shoot for the moon. You'll land among the stars. That's what the expression is. So truly aim high, right? Set yourself to high expectations, because truly, if you set your goal to be maybe a little bit larger than what you initially thought, you may end up exceeding that, right? So say if I can only sell 25 homes a year, right? If I'm selling $25, I said it again. if I'm selling 25 homes a year, and I think to myself, there's no way I can do 30. But maybe next year, if I set myself to the 30 goal, there could be a high chance that I reach 27 properties sold. So what I'm kind of trying to get at is aim high. Don't aim too high where you'll never be able to accomplish your goals, but aim high enough where you may be able to kind of boost your previous goal a little bit more. 2, how do you time block to get your focus? So time blocking is a must when it comes to your productivity, okay? So time blocking keeps you focused, free of distractions, and also keeps you committed to what you're doing. In The One Thing, the book that I reference, Jeff Woods explains that just the simple task of going through your emails, stopping for a second to answer the phone, being done and going back to your emails again wastes a whole bunch of time, because not only do you have to go back and forth between tasks, but you also have to reorient your brain on going from one specific task to the next task. So chances are, if you're flip-flopping through a number of different tasks regularly, you're missing a lot of time and productivity in between changing those different tasks up. So we highly encourage trying to get into the habit of time blocking, saying maybe 2 times a day I'm going to check my email instead of keeping it open all day long. And this hour long, I'm going to create marketing content for my social media. This hour, I'm going to lead generate. So that way, at the end of the hour, you'll actually come out with that productive material, as opposed to like jumping. I'm going to make a call and then make a flyer, then make a call, then make a flyer. Then chances are you're going to kind of cut yourself short a little bit. How do you use accountability to keep your focus? So long-term focus brings long-term results. So we kind of talked about this a little bit at the beginning here, that what you do today reflects 3 months from now. So really, you're working for future Jason right now. Allison, you're working for future Allison, and you're putting in that time and effort and grind. So from 3 months from now, you're going to be putting those deals into contract. You're going to be getting a higher clientele, more leads, just based off of keeping busy with those times. So very important to keep that accountability. There's lots of different ways you can keep accountability as well. So one big thing for me, my accountability, again, I'm a cheater a little bit, but I use that making my mom proud, right? That's my accountability right there. If I do something that's not of good morals, then I'm gonna sit on that. I'm gonna be like, wow, I did not do well, so having a form of accountability. Some other forms of accountability that people like to do is little trips or like fun events, right? So if I reach my 3-month goal of my production, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to purchase that concert ticket I really wanted to go see, right? I hear Weird Al's in Eugene. For those of you who are going, kudos to you. But another way of accountability is sometimes people do like kind of like a negative reward system. If I don't accomplish this, then I'm putting $20 in the bucket, right? Or I'm putting, I'm donating my favorite pair of sneakers, to Goodwill because, I didn't reach my goal. Whatever helps you stay accountable to your goals is going to be kind of like that Chef Ramsay of your business there. Kind of going to keep you in line, well attentive and accountable. People also rely on coaches as well. So coaches is also a great way. You also see like bold coaches, things like that. Again, that's a fantastic way. And peers. Every one of us right now, we could essentially join a weekly huddle where we can keep each other accountable, much like you guys have in your productivity or Ignite coaching. So just know that even if we end here today, each one of you guys can pair up and have accountability for each other. We call those accountability partners. All right, how do you make sure your environment supports your focus? All right. So really, there's a lot of different ways. Some people say like quiet, a supportive environment is going to be a great way to help you stay focused on your business and your goals. Physical environment and emotional environment. That's where we're kind of going with that. How do you keep your energy to maintain your focus? So keeping your energy up, right? So we talked a little bit about this. When you feel like you need a day off, that's not a reward. It's mandatory. You need that day off so you can regenerate. Again, everything you do either adds energy or depletes it from your life. So keep that in mind. Now, there's also 5 different types of energy and things and activities that we can do for these. So these 5 things that we went through right here, we can actually lump them up into really like one word groups. So the 5 types of energy that we have are spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, and business. And for our spiritual energy, we meditate and pray. For our physical energy, we exercise and eat right. For our emotional, it's hug, kiss, and laugh. Mental, it's plan and calendar, one of my favorites. And for business, can anyone guess? It's lead generate. So for business, it's lead generate. So again, these are our energies and our focus points right here. I'm not quite there yet. All right, so next is going to be, we already did our 411, so I kind of skipped around here a little bit. All right, so jumping back to our 411 right here, apologies for jumping back and forth. Jumping back to our 411, we also have something called a conversion ratio. And if you remember that 4 conversations, this is also a great representation of that conversion ratio. Only instead of like math, it's more instead of math, it's numbers. But I hope you guys kind of get where I'm coming with that. So the 4 conversations is a great way for you to see where you're at in your conversions, right? Where am I going well? Where do I need a little bit of work? But we also have a conversion ratio. And your conversion ratio looks something similar to this, right? So connections, appointments, conversion rate, and then our percentage right here. So really we have our connections and appointments, and that's going to tell you what your conversion ratio is right here. So week 1, 44 connections. So we made 44 meetings, but we had 0 appointments. So really that would be a 0 out of 44, which would be a 0%. Week 2, we had 29 connections and 0 appointments. So again, that would be 0 out of 29, which would be a 0%. So now over here, when we have 36 connections and we got 1 appointment out of that, then we can say that's a 1 out of 36, which is a 2.7%. Again, when we go down here, 49 connections and only 2 were appointments. Since again, that's you want to round up, so that's 50. So we'll divide that in 2, so that's 25. So 1 out of 25 equals a 4% right here. Do you guys have any questions on conversion ratio? All right. So commit to action. Okay. So so one thing that's important when you guys leave class here today is continuing education. I can't stress to you enough how important it is. I've had an agent come up to me and ask me, what is the one thing that you think is the biggest detriment to agents? And I told him that it seems to me that sometimes agents get too busy to learn. And that's one thing that I really want to kind of hammer in is as we are all seeing the world change year after year, so does everything else. So do our contracts. So do the way that we run our business. So do our technology. So it's really, really important after you guys are released on your own, I guess I could say, that you really, really take the time to learn, right? We have this saying that says you can either work in the business or on the business. And typically we're working in the business, right? We're writing the contracts, we're doing the open houses. But truly think of your education as working on your business to expand your business further, okay? So it's one of the biggest things that I see that could hinder you as you get more successful. So commit to action right here. Indicate which actions you'll be committed to after Ignite right here. So truly, you guys, I think I messed up on these slides right here. So I'm just gonna work off my notebook. So just so things are a little bit more cohesive. So evaluate wins and opportunities. So what wins have all you guys experienced in the last 4 weeks? So tell me some wins you guys have had.
I like it how I learned so much on how to grow it from the bottom. How this everyone's coming and saying, I started like a couple years ago. This is how I started. I like those stories. Like
Awesome.
yeah, it's like so I go back and say, okay, I'll take it from there, and then this is that looks like that's gonna work for me. That looks like me, like so on some of them, yeah, I can see that I'm doing that, and the others like, oh, I don't think I can do that. Like yeah, so I kind of like see it in the bigger way.
It's cool because and especially anything new is going to be a little scary, right? It's
Very.
cool to see and hear a lot of agents who may be successful now that you wonder how did you get to where you are? Like that's totally unfeasible, and to hear that they came up with basically kind of like the same background that everyone else has, so it's cool to see that there really truly is no limitations, that you can grow to really any extent that you want, right? If you don't want a super large business and you just want a moderate one, go for it. You can always refer your business off to other agents, and so it's just nice to be able to have that. Anyone else? Any wins you've experienced in the last 4 weeks? Gosh, we got to get you guys some wins. All right. Well, we'll work on that. I'll have Aaron get me the list of today, so I can personally reach out to all of you guys a week from now and see how you guys are doing on your wins. All right. We have about 4 or 5 more questions I'm going to ask you guys, so be prepared. What opportunities for improvement have you encountered? So what could you improve on? See, this is the one that I would have been silent on. No. What opportunities for improvement?
Basically everything. Being new to the business, it's like, I'm just learning. So starting from the ground up, improve every day on every aspect. So
awesome. All right. Anyone else?
For me, it's the confidence of knowing more stuff. I need to improve on that. I feel like, yes, I gain a lot of stuff from all this 4 weeks. Like I gained so much, but I feel like I need to know more. I guess by jumping into the actual transaction later on, people keep saying later on you'll know more once you jump in a transaction. That's the thing I'm like trying. I'm so eager to do it, like the first listing, the first, but yeah, for me it's that.
Yeah, and you know what? That could be something for me too. I remember for me, I'm not a big phone caller, so I could see that as well. And again, just simple mind shift from instead of, I have to call this random person to, I get to meet a new friend that I haven't met yet. So all right, next one. What kind of leads are you guys getting? Are you guys getting seller leads, buyer leads? And what quality of leads are you getting? So how quickly are you able to convert them over to appointments?
I've been getting a lot of buyer leads. All of my leads have been buyers. And I'm happy with that because that's where I wanted to start, was with buyers seeing houses. But I've been able to get appointments with them within a week's time. One of them is in the process of closing right now, but that one she ended up buying in Salem. So that was a referral from me. And then I met with one probably 6 or 7 weeks ago, and I've met with them twice now. First, I've been waiting for them to get pre-qualified and it hasn't happened. And so it's just dependent on them getting their documents in, and I couldn't figure out what the barrier was. And I met with Finance of America, the mortgage lender there, and I had a chat with her to follow up with them as well on that. And then finally, I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to see some houses?" So I sent them some listings just to give them a push, and they met me. And then I
Awesome.
asked them, well, honestly, I want to know what the barrier is. What I know I've followed up with you quite a few times, and I'm just kind of at a standstill because I don't even know what price of houses I should be showing you at this point. And they gave me feedback and they let me know what was going on and what's going on in their mind, which was great. So I was able to kind of change their perspective a bit. And I let them know, like, look, I think you guys need to meet with the lender. These are some questions that, I'm going to give you advice on, but that she's a lot more educated and she'll help you make a decision on whether or not you should buy now or later. Because they want to buy later. They want to wait so they can have a higher down payment. And so I'm like, if you'll probably get a lot more equity built up in your home now if you bought now versus you trying to save up, 2-3%. And so in order for them to get that kind of clicking in their head, I want them to speak with a professional that has a lot more knowledge and has a screen that she said she could share with them that says why you should not wait. So she's going to go over that with them today. I'm meeting with them this evening and hopefully that will be helpful. Another one of my clients got pre-qualified and they were way over. They could get any house they want essentially. However, the husband is going back to college and they just had a baby. So even though they're pre-qualified, they think that at this point in time, they want to save their money to pay for his college, but they let me know they'll keep me in their mind to follow up with me within the next year or so when they're ready to buy. And I didn't know how to rebuttal with that. So I just essentially just said, all right, let me know when you are ready and I'm here for you at that point. So hopefully tonight will go well with this one.
That's awesome. And you know what? With those college clients, just keep that 36 touch going, right? Every month, hey, how's it going? How's college treating ya? How's the little one? Just keep that rapport going, and then so when they are ready, you're gonna be right there waiting for them.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Anyone else? I'm assuming we're all kind of getting buyer leads at this point in time. Soon enough, we hopefully should at least get back to a little bit more listings, but not quite sure. I know Lane County is Lane County is at least running the one of the lowest inventories here in Oregon. So hopefully again, as the year goes on, I know they're starting to slow down on listings or slow down on buyers trying to purchase homes, I think. So you may start to see a little more balanced out towards the middle or end of the year. As a CEO of You, rate your performance using a scale of 1 to 5. 1 equals improvement needed. 5 equals excellent, no improvement needed. Where do you rate yourself? Everyone in the chat box, use your chat box down below. All right. Okay. All right. Jason, we'll start off with you because you're the only different number. Why?
Gee, thanks.
I know. Why did you rate yourself this way?
I'm putting in 5 on effort, but the productivity is just, it's not there yet. I'm still kind of, developing my technique. I'm getting lots of leads, but there are lots of people are just saying like, I'm just want to look at houses right now and just, kind of see what's out there, so it's the effort's there. It's just the productivity is not yet. So that's why I'm a 2.
Sorry, keep going.
That's why I'm a 2.
One thing that I've noticed, or at least being being a buyer on my side, I truly didn't know that I was ready until like a month or 2 before. So keep that in mind. I'm not quite sure. At least first time home buyers, I don't think they're quite as when they're ready, I think they're ready, right? I mean, of course, you have the opposite side who say that they're ready and never are. But what I found myself is I thought that I had more time as a buyer than I actually did. I kept thinking that it was going to be 6 months away and 6 months away, and then all of a sudden I was ready and I had to jump in that next week. So again, everybody's a little bit different, but that's at least how I saw it. I thought that I would at least be given more of a notice than when I actually did when I was ready to buy. Everyone else, why did you rate yourself a 3?
I'll go first, I guess. I rated myself a 3 because I haven't had the opportunity to host any open houses as of yet. I go to open houses on weekends just to kind of get guidance from other real estate agents, and I chat with them. I finally connected with Mara this week, and she sent me a lead to go host an open house with another individual. So hopefully I'll get on top of that. And then I'm still trying to work out DocuSign. I can't figure out how to get I've got the agreements, but I can't figure out how to edit them. And so I know I need some assistance on trying to figure out the technical side of that. So I set up a meeting with Mara, I think in a week or two, to go into the office and figure out how to do all of that, because I'm a little bit confused. I'm not tech savvy. So I'm like, I'm trying to edit these documents. I'm like, I don't even know how to get it to sign. Why isn't it signing?
Also, if you want, I do happen to be your main tech guy. So I'm going to put my name and email in the chat box down below. If you send me an email, we could also set up a one-on-one Zoom.
Yeah.
And I could help you get all that connected as well.
Oh, I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. I'll write that down right now.
Yeah, and of course, anyone else, if you have any issues at all, like regarding like your KW technology, things like that, I'm your guy. Okay, so please take my email and my name and reach out if you guys have any issues or if you need any help setting anything up.
Now, yeah, a quick one regarding that actually. Now I set it up on my on the DocuSign on the comment using my personal email. Now I want to change it. I actually already set it up into my business email. I already have it, and then but then when I try to change it on the comment, it won't let me do it. It keeps saying like it's already set up using my business, but it's not letting me change it. Do you know? They give me a phone number in there to call. Should I call them or?
So DocuSign is going to be a little bit trickier because say if you have an outside DocuSign, you can't connect it with your KW DocuSign because they're two separate ones. So I'm thinking either if you connected an outside DocuSign with that email, it may say that it's not.
No, actually, it's with it said on the because I went into the DocuSign itself on the website. It said no, I'm with the Keller Williams. It has all my info in there, using the business email.
If you can, you should go ahead and shoot me an email as well, and I should be able to kind of connect with both of you guys and make sure that you have the right connection for DocuSign. For DocuSign, it does only allow one email address.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if maybe we can just jump in and maybe swap that email for like a generic one to open it up for you to kind of allow you to kind of change your email address that way. But if you send me an email on my ASD, I'll go ahead and set up a time with you so we can jump through that too. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And one last thing, I know like 2 weeks ago, DocuSign also had kind of an issue as well. So
I wonder.
So I wonder if it could be fixed again. But again,
I just tried this morning again. It didn't work. Because I just changed it like a couple of days ago. I'm like, I should have changed it. But then again, I don't want it to go to my personal email because when I use it, it will go to the person. I haven't used it yet, but I just don't want that to happen. That's why I changed it.
Okay.
But now it keeps saying like, try to reconnect it because it said that it's, they're just like putting that red notes in there.
Well, if you haven't used it yet, that's the best case scenario because that way you won't have any documents or anything that we might need to like work on or like download to kind of get out of there. So if anything, you're at least good off to get it connected. All right, let me jump back into this Ignite here.
Yeah, sorry.
No, no worries. But let me, Wiz, while I have you on here, why did you give yourself a 3?
A 3. Yeah, I feel like there's more room for me to grow into this business. I'm sure when I will say a 5, that will be the time where I'm already having, where my where everyone's just referring me. I think it's at that time where I'm gonna give myself a 5. It's that time where you don't need to look for for connection anymore, where they are just coming to me. I think I've been waiting for that moment, maybe in 10 years, maybe 15 years. But right now, I feel like there's always a room to grow, and I think for that, like keeping the everyday things to do, like committing myself to do it, like connecting to 10 people, or just notes and all those things. That's the thing, like I need to do it all the time. I give myself a couple hours in the morning, but then I feel like, oh, I already did this, like why should I do it again? Like, but yeah, I think that's it, like I just need to give myself more time, I guess, to get me up 5.
And truly, I mean, I'm at the point right now where I have an assistant, and I don't even know if I can give myself a 5 just yet. I think that 5 is just that one number that's just so hard, because once you finish, just like those stepping stones I said, once you finish, it's kind of like not the end, but like the stepping stone to your next kind of goal. So it's kind of fun. I chase that 5, but I have to say that. Once you become a mega agent, I bet you it's still hard to say that you're a 5 on your business.
Yeah, I keep saying like I will be that. Like even when you're watching that, those sunset, those $1 million listing and stuff, I'll be like, I will be there. Like but then
Yep.
I get that time, then I will give myself a 5.
Yeah. Allison, what about you?
So I put 3 because now I'm in the stage of learning. So I'm trying to get like as much knowledge as possible. And then you go into your limit. Then you have to grow yourself. So now like finishing everything here. So it's going to be time to start pushing myself to go out and make it happen.
And you know what? Honestly, you guys, 3 is halfway, right? 2 and 3 is really halfway out of 5. So I mean, you guys are doing pretty good there. I'm glad I didn't see any 1s. And if you guys are feeling like a 1 at any point in time, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help get you guys on your path to your 5. All right, let's see right here. Oh. All right, I'm not gonna have us do a script off today, but putting it all together in action, truly, you guys, for today, there's a few key points, right? So first and foremost is gonna be that lead generation. Lead generation is what fuels your business, right? Much like how you have to go to sleep, to recharge. Your lead generation is all about recharging your business. So that's going to be number 1. Second thing that I would say, truly try to do what Linda McKissick said in that video, which is early in the morning and early in the week. Because as you guys will start to see, if you front load everything the earliest in the day and earliest in the week, you should start to have some time where you can kind of maybe, I don't know, have a Friday off where you can spend that with your family, right? And have a few extra hours or a few more moments in the end of the day where you actually have that time for yourself. So keep that in mind. Very big pieces right there. Another thing is that one thing, right? Jeff Woods says 80% of the tasks that you need to do are irrelevant. So 20%, the 20% is what actually moves your business. So focus on the 20%. It's called the 80-20 principle, or the 80-20 rule. That's another great tool for you to use. But truly focus on that top 20%. That 80% again will kind of filter itself out. That's that one-off email. That's that fire that, you know, can kind of probably wait, you know, a day or an extra hour or so. Focus on those big things that will move your business. Your big why. Why are you doing this? Remember why you're doing it, because that's your driving force right there. Also, time blocking. Time blocking is going to be very, very important. I can't tell you the day that I realized how time blocking worked is I came home and my brain felt like a beehive. And the moment I actually put all that stuff down on a calendar, my brain went away and I was just relaxed and I had all the stuff that I needed to do on my calendar. So please use your Google Calendar or any calendar that you use, because that's going to be basically like your assistant right there telling you what you need to do and where you need to go. Oh, what else?
Oh, who is that speaker that you were talking about? Almost like Gary Vee, but a family. Because I love Gary Vee,
Oh,
but he's very.
yeah.
Who was that? Is the
I'll put him
Australian
in
guy?
the chat
Yeah,
box
that would
for
be
you.
good. Yes, please.
I think his name's Kerwin Ray. He's an
Okay.
Australian guy, and yeah, super cool stuff. He's not quite as like vulgar. He's a little vulgar, but not quite as vulgar as Gary Vee.
Oh, yeah,
but
he is.
really cool stuff. If you like Gary Vee, you might like Kerwin.
I do.
Kerwin
I
Ray.
love Gary Vee. Okay.
Yeah, so and really, you guys, service industry. I know we're trying to get our name out there. We're trying to sell homes. We're trying to get clients, but truly, it's all about building those relationships. So go to your favorite hobby shop, wherever you like to go, whether you like to play tennis or whether you like to, you know, build figurines, whether you like to go camping. Go to where you love to be, because you're gonna genuinely be able to kind of converse with those same type of people. So use that as your secret weapon. A lot of people, especially in business, or what we've been taught back in the day, is personal back here and then business up here. But truly, your clients want to see who you are. Your clients want to see if you have kids or you have a puppy. Kayla, I love seeing your puppy. You know, so it's just those sort of things that again make us feel more human and more able to connect with other individuals. So and last but not least, your goals, right? I gave you a few good resources here, which is your 4 conversations, your 411. You have tons of other things too. Your conversion ratio is awesome. Your 80-20 principle, I didn't pull that up, but another really great a tool for you to use. In your links right here in your chat, you have a link to set up your 2022 goals within Command. And so yeah, I think at this point, I'm going to kind of turn it over to maybe any questions that we might have. Any questions, thoughts? All right, you guys. Well, if you could do me a huge favor, in order for me to keep coming back, I need you guys to tell Mara how good of a job I've done. Otherwise, she will find another instructor to teach Ignition Blast Off. So, but only be honest, right? If I need a little bit of work, go ahead and tell her that too, and she'll be sure to grind that into me. Again, with that being said, I'm going to be taking off here. If there's anything else I can do for you guys, please reach out, and have a fantastic rest of your week.
Awesome. Thanks, man. You too.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Morgan.
Morgan.
Tell Mara you're a
That was
superstar.
good. Yeah, you're good.
Thank you.